Hello, this is a test. I feel like I'm a little too low, but I don't think I am actually. Hi, Jared. This is how I'm going to be talking to you. Would you like to give a little testaroo?
Niggas want to have what we done had, but they ain't done what we done to have what we done have.
Facts.
I'm a shit like a grown up. Broken lives, that's the biz when you know what's up. Got the lease up now, feet up, break the beat down, catch the rebound, 3-point switch from downtown. Fucking lives like no one else. He's adorned with the pelt. He drops from the vent, bitch, slap your ass past fifth to last place.
My God. That was shocking what you just said, Jared. Fuck.
I didn't say anything, Chris.
That's right, you didn't say anything.
I can't tell. Are you still doing a test?
Yeah, I'm still doing the test a little bit.
Okay. I'm not one to project my voice. I don't have the energy to do that.
Fair enough.
That's the reason why I talk so quietly, so softly, because it takes way too much energy to actually raise my voice or breathe properly. That's why I sigh so much. Did you know that?
Yeah.
That's actually why I sigh so much, is because I'm too lazy to actually breathe properly.
What the fuck?
I don't take deep enough breaths. I take really shallow breaths because it takes too much energy to actually take like a deep breath. So eventually my body's like, okay, nigga, like, real. And so that's why I sigh so much.
Well, howdy roundabout. I guess we're actually starting this podcast episode.
Well, no, let me take the intro this time. Let me take the
Okay.
We're gonna try something different. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I wanted to do this one with Kyle, but we're just gonna test the waters and see how this one works.
Okay.
Welcome back, or welcome to the Blackbird Podcast. I am your host, Jared, and I am with my co-host, Chris, who once won an arm wrestling competition without using his hands.
It's true. It's true. I wrestled an arm with my teeth.
And if you've ever seen Chris's teeth, he's got big fucking chompers.
Yeah, you don't want to go up against those. They're like the Randy Savage of teeth.
Randy Savage?
Yeah,
this is
the
macho
Macho Man Randy Savage.
of teeth.
Cream of the crop. That's my favorite fucking video.
The cream always rises to the top.
Falls off his head, off balance, on balance, doesn't matter. I'm better than you. I can't do a good Randy Savage impersonation.
Well, yeah, it all comes from it's the diaphragm. You squeeze and you contract and you speak through your voice like this. It's kind of like in beatboxing how they have like the throat bass. The subwoofer as you call it.
Would you like to showcase the subwoofer talents?
I would probably kill the audience.
No, just go ahead and do it. Okay, this is a Blackbird exclusive. We got Jared Donnell on the mic.
Stop doxing me, please. Stop doxing me.
We got Jared on the mic.
Okay. Oh, my lips are dry. Uh-oh.
Get some chapstick.
I know. That's all you get.
Okay.
You don't get any more. Yeah, I used to beatbox back in the day,
Would have helped if you were on the mic that actually has a pop filter.
Yeah, so again, like I apologize preemptively. I said I'm sorry. So what can you do? But back to the whole Macho Man thing, It's crazy because at one time, he was in Spider-Man.
Yeah, was he not Bonesaw?
Bonesaw is ready.
Dude, we need to wait until we have a certain guest on the podcast next episode who is a notorious Spider-Man 2 fan.
Some would say that is his only characteristic.
It is. And that some would be me. But he knows I love him. Anyway, yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
What a fucking guy.
Yeah, what a guy. Yeah, arguably, as I guess like later on in his life is probably the most jacked. Like when he was in Spider-Man, that was like the most jacked he'd ever been. It was actually kind of scary.
Was he? Sorry, was he still in WWE when that movie came out? Because that was 2004.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. My timeline is like a little blurry. I remember he like left for a while and then he came back. I don't remember if he came back to WWE. He might have went somewhere else, or he might have been in WWE. I don't remember. There was a time where he was gone, where he wasn't, where he did Spider-Man, where he came back, or I think it was Spider-Man that got him back into the WWE. I think. I'm pretty sure one of you dweeb ass niggas will let us know in the comments if we're wrong. So,
Weeb?
dweeb.
Oh, okay. Yeah, weebs watch WWE.
No,
They're WW weebs.
no.
That's a good idea. Like have like a pro wrestling like series, but it's all just like anime characters.
I feel like if that is not already an anime,
I feel like it is. What is it? Dude, no,
Jujutsu
it's
Kaisen.
an old YouTube series. It's a Cartoon Showdown or something, where it's literally that. Like they have a bunch of different cartoon characters like in wrestling rings, and it was like a whole series.
That's mucho lucha, dude.
No. It was. No, it wasn't like an original cartoon series. It was like a parody series on YouTube where they got a bunch of. Yeah. Fuck. No, I can't remember what it's called. Here, I'll look that up. But Mucha Lucha, that brings me back.
I'm gonna be honest. I remember watching that, but I can't tell you a single thing that happened. I remember the ending of the intro because it always go mucha lucha. That's the only thing I can remember. That and the flea.
Yeah, I love the flea. I liked how stereotypical Latino he was.
Yeah, for the longest time I thought the flea was a girl.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I was just like, that's definitely a girl. Don't know why. Have no evidence to back that up, but for the longest time, it's like I was very convinced that the flea was a girl.
Okay, I typed in Cartoon Showdown. I know I'm getting the name wrong, but then it pulled up Shaolin Showdown.
Which is, I was also gonna say Shaolin Showdown.
Yeah. No, it was a YouTube series. Jesus. All right, well, if anybody knows what the fuck I'm talking about, I think it's called Cartoon Fight Club Ultimate Showdown. Maybe, I don't know. If anybody knows what the fuck I'm talking about, cool. I guess.
Dweeb ass niggas will let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
But since you mentioned cartoons, you've been like building this up like for the last week that we've been talking. You know, there's apparently like this show that you and Claire saw, and it was like within the first 10 minutes you were like, we gotta show this to Jared, and you keep talking about it, but you don't tell me what it is.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to show it to you, but no. Okay, there's a show called Golden Boy. And for those of you who know me, you know that I'm not a fan of anime.
Liar.
Because it's bad, but there are some times
Liar.
where it is so bad that it is genius. And this is definitely one of those shows. Golden Boy is a golden show. I'm not trying to be... What's the word?
Racist?
No.
Okay.
That's not... I'm not trying to be mean when I say this.
Oh, boy.
I'm not trying to be demeaning when I say this. But the show is literally about a homeless, mentally retarded man who travels around the country of Japan on his bicycle, job hopping. He just does different jobs. And he is incredibly perverted. He always finds a job that includes either that has like a boss that's like a very skimpily dressed woman or a very underage girl. And he tries to fuck the both of them. And it's real fucking crazy.
Why did you think that I would like to see a homeless man?
Because it is fucking hilarious. It is the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Honestly, I'm kind of upset that was what made you think of me.
No. It's okay. It is the English voice acting that makes this show. It's not like the man definitely has some kind of disability. Like, he's a genius, but he's definitely portrayed to be on the spectrum. But with the English voice acting, the English voice actor goes way over the top with it. He does not act like a normal human being. Like, I'm not explaining it well, but watch the first episode. You will understand what I mean. It is way too much. he constantly sexually harasses everyone, and everyone just acts like it's normal.
Again,
It's
I don't want to be
it's fucking-
associated.
it's
this
fucking
should not
stupid.
remind you of me.
It's
This
fucking
shouldn't.
stupid. No. It's fun. It's funny as hell. I promise.
Sexual harassment is not funny.
It's not, but it is. It can be. No, he just. I kind of wanted to like talk about it in the next episode because I need to like be prepared to talk about this show. I really do. So we'll probably cut this whole bit out. But anyway,
I don't think we should. I think this is fantastic.
yeah, no, like look up Golden Boy. If you're upset at how I'm like describing this show, please just watch the first episode of Golden Boy in English dub, and you will understand what I'm talking about. It is a sight to see. It is a sight to see. There's one episode where it's again another underage girl, and he falls in love with her, and then there's this guy who is like he's like a big businessman who literally on screen tries to sedate and grape her, and the guy walks in and he confronts him, but the way he confronts him is totally, it's like he's Odie from the Andy Griffith Show. And he's literally just talking to him like, "Oh, please, sir, please don't grape that underage girl. She makes straight A's in her classes. Oh, she's just such a great person. Please don't do it. If you do, that'll just ruin my day. Oh, golly gee." That is how he talks to him. And a girl is about to get raped. And he talks about it like he's just stealing his lunch money. It's fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. There's also a scene where like he has his boss is a woman that he's trying to like, you know, do the dirty with, and she gets mad at him, and then he opens his like she spits on him, but like the man does not miss a beat. He opens his mouth and goes and he like catches the spit with his mouth. It's fucking funny. Yeah, I'm not explaining it well.
Well, the thing is, your way of trying to sell this show to the audience was underage sexual harassment.
Yeah, I know. Well, see,
and spit takes.
I needed to actually plan like a little routine of talking about the show, and you kind of, yeah.
Well, hey man, you got to be prepared for anything, you know. That's all.
I woke up 20 minutes ago.
Well, whose fault is that? I asked you if you wanted to do this. I asked you if you were ready, and then when you said, yeah, head over whenever you want, I waited. I gave you like 30 extra minutes because I know, like, as soon as I hang up this phone, Chris is going right back to sleep, or he's not getting out of bed. Whatever he's doing, he's going to go back to doing.
I got out of bed, but man, I got to, like, brush my teeth, and that takes about 15 minutes.
15 minutes?
You know that I got to keep these puppies prepped for the next match, for the next arm wrestling match. Got to keep them strong.
I find that funny how you have to groom your teeth for an arm. It's not like you're a paraplegic either. Your arms work just fine. They work just fine. But for whatever reason, you choose just to use your teeth, which I feel like should definitely be illegal.
Well, here's the thing, Jared. Why waste your arms when you got a perfectly good pair of teeth, you know?
Because your teeth are grinded down every day just by coming in contact with your other set, with each other, and your arms, well, actually, your arms might not be much better.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like my teeth are gonna go at some point anyway. So why not just use my teeth as much as I can, and then when I'm like 80 and I got no teeth, I got these arms that are like, you know, the age of 20 because I didn't use them all that much.
I don't think that. I feel like your arms now, in the state that they are going to be like the same, like, strength index as when you're 80.
It's probably true.
You know, I feel like you didn't put enough stats into strength. You put too many stats in like charisma.
Well, charisma. Teeth has a lot to do with charisma. Teeth actually has a lot to do with everything, you know? You can put strength in the teeth. You know, you can bite someone's dick off if they, square up to you. You can give a good pretty smile to your mate. That's the charisma part, you know. Teeth makes you look smart, I guess.
Makes you look smart.
I'm bullshitting.
well, yeah.
Do you have a list of things to talk about?
I have because Chris and I don't live with each other anymore.
You hear that thunder, by the way?
No, they don't.
I'm sorry if you do. It's
can't hear
thundering pretty bad.
Because Chris and I don't live with each other anymore. Oftentimes, like I'll have an experience that I want to talk about, but it'll probably be like another month before I see Chris because Chris can't ever get these podcasts out on time. So it's like, oh, this is something that I really want to talk about, but if I don't write it down, I'm gonna forget. So anytime that something happens that's funny that I think Chris would find enjoyable or to talk about, I write it down because I like to get your initial reaction. So with that being said, thank you for that, Chris. I went to the doctor. I'm also getting text messages too, so sorry. I went to the doctor's office.
Very rude.
Says the man who in the last episode or in the episode before that, and I think the second episode too, got up to go use the bathroom in the middle.
And I'm
going to
make it a running bit.
It's a terrible bit, and I wish you would cut it.
Okay.
I wish you would cut that bit. It's awful, and I hate it. I went to the doctor a few weeks ago, whenever. And, doctors have, like, the handwriting of, like, serial killers who, like, are children. And it's you can't read it. You can't make it out. But whenever you go to the pharmacy, for whatever reason, the pharmacists are always able to be like, oh, yeah, I know what this is. And then they give you your stuff, right? And so I got to thinking, I was like, well, what if pharmacists can't actually read the doctor's handwriting? How many people have died because of a doctor's ugly ass serial killer handwriting from getting the wrong prescription? Because I guarantee you the number is probably bigger than you think. Because some of this shit, it just be squiggles. It's squiggles and lines. There's no fucking shot that you can look at this piece of paper.
The patients are not much better because I work at a doctor's office, and dude, yeah, I cannot. Anyone who was born in the 40s cannot write anymore. Like it's specifically 40s and below. They cannot write anymore. But continue.
Well, no, that's pretty much it. So it's just like I'm curious, like how many people, Chris, do you think have unintentionally or maybe intentionally died due to a doctor's unlegible handwriting?
Intentionally died by someone's unlegible handwriting?
Oh yeah,
Where they purposely butcher it because like, you ain't getting your asthma.
Bro,
today.
I guarantee
your asthma.
100% sure that there is some doctor out there who would purposely like prescribe the wrong prescription just to kill people.
There is a doctor who apparently prescribed the wrong sperm for artificial insemination. He's got two documentaries going around right now.
Oh.
I don't know the guy's name, but like I've seen ads for this documentary about this doctor who was, artificially inseminating women, but instead used his own semen, so he has like 1,000 kids, and he's dead.
Well, you keep the bloodline strong.
Keep it strong. Keep
the bloodline strong.
Yeah.
Well, we're just on the topic of doctors. Like all this information about doctors is flooding back to me. I was on Snapchat, going through like the fucking Snapchat like highlights or whatever, like the channels and shit. And I was just scrolling and I saw a story. It was like of a mom who fed her like a 10-year-old son 120 melatonin gummies. Have you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I just recently saw that, yeah.
And I said, there is no way that this is true and that this woman is not in jail. And then, like, when you like read the story, it's like, hold, bro.
Well, what happened to him? Like, did he...
No. So, like, he didn't die, but, like, she swapped all of his, like, actual like Hasbro
Yeah,
gummy bears out.
That's the crazy thing is that she did it on purpose,
Yeah.
just to make him chill out. I'm like, why the fuck would you put like over 100?
Because when she was like, "Well, I didn't think he would eat all of them," it's like
It's a kid
He thinks
who
they're-
has ADHD and is a hyperactive kid. Of course, he's gonna eat the entire bag of gummies. What the fuck?
Yeah, he thinks that they're just his normal gummy bears that he eats every day. And so it's like he went to school and he's like, wow, these got a little something extra to them. These taste good today. So he ate the entire... Why would you put the entire 150 in the bag? Why couldn't you just put like 10 or something, like for his lunch or whatever? Why'd you put all 150 in the bag?
I would put one or two in with the actual gummy bears.
Yeah, don't just make them all the melatonin gummies anyway. Like that's really stupid and irresponsible and negligent. But so after he ate the entire bag, he didn't even make it through the entire school day before they had to the nurses were like, "Hey, bro, your kid he tweaking, little Jimmy tweaking." And so she took him to the doctor because he kept falling asleep and stuff. And so the doctor was like, well, he's not going to die, but his sleep schedule's going to be messed up for the next month, 2 months. It was like, well, I can imagine so.
Yeah.
And so if I remember correctly, I don't think anyone has died from overdosing on melatonin. I don't think.
I'm looking it up right now. There's an article that says that's titled "Reports of Melatonin Poisoning in Kids Have Spiked Dramatically."
Oh yeah,
So
they did say that in the video too.
Yeah.
But the whole reason why she gave the kid the gummies was, so she had this whole backstory. It was her husband. He was a deadbeat bum, and then they divorced.
They both sound like deadbeats, honestly.
They were her husband left, and she's like, now I gotta take care of my son, but he's so hyperactive, and I just want to be the chance to be a 20-year-old mom. I'm like, well, you tough titty. You're in your mid-40s, act like it. And so to cope with it, she's just like, well, I just need some peace and quiet, so I'm just gonna give my kid these gummies and hope that he goes to sleep or that he calms down. And lo and behold, she had to take him to the hospital. And when she got to the hospital, she initially said, oh, I don't know what happened. I don't know what could have caused this. And then the doctor started running tests. And then when they started running tests, she had to admit that, she almost OD'd her kid.
Yeah,
the thing is,
she needs to be facing some kind of charge.
Yeah.
Because she did literally drug her kid.
Yes.
It's not...
And then lied about it.
It's not like he got into the gummies himself. That would be a different thing.
Yeah.
Now, of course, that would,
It's still negligent.
That would be gross negligence. But, at the very least, it's a little bit more understandable because, they're gummies, and if you got a kid who's real rambunctious and then he gets into the cabinet, yeah, that makes sense. But if you are intentionally drugging your kid and you are not at all educated in what you are drugging him with, yeah. Child Protective Services needs to be called at that point, honestly.
Yeah, and I don't remember if it were, I think the whole thing just blew over and she was able to get her kid, but it was at the same time, I don't want to say he needs to be in a foster home, but anything to get away from that. I hope the mom has learned her lesson by now, not to drug her children,
Yeah, I'm skimming through an article about it. Yeah, a massive overdose could cause, of course, difficulty in breathing and even a coma. Mm-hmm. But let me scroll back up to the top. It says, shit, I lost my place. Damn, this is a real good episode. Okay, yeah, so it says in total, poison control centers received more than 260,000 reports of children ingesting melatonin over 10 years. Most kids did not need to go to the hospital, but more than 4,000 were hospitalized. The number of cases requiring hospitalization rose over the study period. 5 children were placed on ventilators. 2 of those children, ages 3 months and 13, died. Why would you give a child that is 3 months old melatonin?
I'm not sure. I I think it's kind of along the same lines, negligent parents who
Yeah.
actually don't know how to parent.
Well, I mean, you got a screaming baby, of course, but like I'm sure that there is some form of melatonin for like babies, but
Honestly,
I
I
just
wouldn't
feel
be
like you shouldn't
given-
even do that anyway.
No, I don't.
That'll fuck 'em
unless
up.
you're over the age of like 14, 13, 14, I don't think you should be taking melatonin.
No,
because
absolutely.
your brain naturally produces melatonin. It's a
Yeah.
chemical that is naturally produced by your brain. So, while your chemical balance is still, until you hit puberty, you don't need to be taking melatonin.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say that until you hit puberty, you shouldn't be taking melatonin.
Unless you've like fucked your brain up by like, bad habits and things like that, and you're trying to, get yourself back on a better sleeping schedule. Like if you have insomnia or something like that, then yeah. Yeah, but do not give it to Mans when he's just in the crib,
Yeah. Well, even as a representative of the insomniac community, I don't even take melatonin that much because whenever I do, sometimes, so I have to take like extra strong melatonin, and sometimes that doesn't even work. I'm talking like 40, 50, 60 grams of melatonin, and sometimes it doesn't do anything. And yes, I am diagnosed for those of you who are wondering, this isn't a self-diagnosed. I went to a sleep doctor. I did all the things. It runs in my family. My dad has sleep apnea, so.
Which what exactly is the difference between sleep apnea and insomnia?
So from what I understand, my dad is not here to correct me, but sleep apnea is where you have trouble staying asleep. Like you can go to sleep, but you have a hard time staying asleep. I'm pretty sure.
So it's like waking up in the middle of the night, things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, and so you most have a machine, the breathing mask machine. You've probably seen it. My dad has one that he's supposed to use, but he does not use it because he says he doesn't like it. And I was like, well, Dad, if you used it, maybe you'd actually sleep and you'd stop getting up at 1 a.m. every day.
Yeah.
But as a representative of the insomnia community, I try to steer clear of melatonin because if it doesn't put me to sleep, it just hurts my brain because it's pumping so much of the stuff so much into me, but it's like you can't go to sleep, so you just feel it's like a headache. It's just a constant headache. You just feel like your head's being smashed in constantly, and it's no fun. Especially if you weren't able to go to sleep the entire night. There have been times where I've had to stay up for 24, 48 hours straight because I just couldn't go to sleep, and I try to take melatonin and it doesn't work, and the next day rolls around and I'm just miserable. I'm just in pain. If you've ever had COVID and you ever got like a headache from COVID, it feels like that. If it's like you're going 3 rounds with Mike Tyson, then you got another 10 with Floyd Mayweather. It's not a fun time.
Which is a representative of the COVID community. Which I'm sure we all are at this point. It's 2022. Go COVID. Yeah. Anyway.
Go COVID. Yeah.
That is not what I said. I just stuttered on COVID.
COVID.
I said COVID.
Oh.
But
COVID.
I zoned out for a second. Sorry. No, yeah. When you take melatonin, like, how do you take it? Is it through the gummies, and how much do you take?
Well, I've done the gummies. I've done powder. I've done the tablets. And so you just put it in. If it's the gummies, you just eat them like normal gummies. The powder, you mix them with water. Tablets, you can let them dissolve on your tongue, or you can just drink it with water. I don't like to let them dissolve on my tongue because it's literal paste. So it's like it just tastes disgusting. So I just swallow it like a normal pill.
And were any of those things prescribed to you? Or did you just like get it over the counter?
So when I this was before I was diagnosed. I didn't know about the melatonin pills until my mom was like, "Hey, maybe you should try these." And it was like over the counter basic. It was like 2 milligrams of melatonin, which is like baby. That's like the bare minimum. So it's like, here, take this, see if it helps. And so I took that for a little bit. And so like on my first time taking melatonin, I was like, oh, it's not really working, yada, yada, yada. So she moved me up to the 5. And then I actually started to sleep taking the 5. But it's, And I guess after a while, my body just like built up a tolerance to the 5, and it was like, well, we can't use 5 anymore, so we got to move up to 10. And then for a while, the 10 was working. For a long time, the 10 worked. And then, it got to the point where it's like, I can't sleep without it. And I was like, that's not good because I'm just loading my brain full of melatonin. I feel like I'm messing myself up because every morning I would wake up, I would feel more tired.
Yeah.
I feel like I was more exhausted than I was, 8 hours ago. So eventually we started taking. I still haven't been diagnosed at this point, but now I'm at 10. And
so you were like dealing with this pretty young.
Yeah, I've had insomnia for as long as since at least 2010. That is when I became conscious to the fact that I'm not sleeping as much as everybody else. And my parents, originally, it's just because you're up all night on them video games and on your phone and all that stuff. It's like, no, I'm doing that because I've been lying in my bed for 6 hours staring at the ceiling.
Yeah.
It's just like, and I'm kind of tired of staring at the ceiling, and so my parents didn't start taking it seriously until I got I'm a junior in high school, and and I'm a bit more responsible, and I still can't sleep. And they're like, okay, maybe it's not just all the games, maybe we should go get you checked out. But I didn't get checked out till my senior year in high school.
Yeah. Did they say what the cause of it probably was?
Of insomnia?
Yeah. Especially at that young of an age.
I mean, I assume it's just hereditary because again, my dad had sleep problems, so
yeah.
I assume it's just one of those things. But back to my melatonin dosage, I was already at the 10 and, wasn't doing anything. So then we went to go get me checked out at a sleep doctor. And then, he started prescribing it. It's like, some of my patients, he asked me what my dosage was. I was like, I'm at 10 to 20. He's like, I have patients in here on 50 to 60 and some of them still can't sleep. So, I was prescribed 30, 40, 50, stuff like that. And, it helped for a while. I tried not to take melatonin now. So I still have problems sleeping every once in a while. But, now that I'm out of college, I can sleep whenever I want to sleep. So my sleep schedule is messed up. My chemical balance is out of whack. And, but yeah, it's just something that I've always had, that I've kind of always known that I'm not sleeping properly, which is why I blame my height on my sleep schedule. I'm only 5'8", 5'9". I'm 5'9".
Wait, I'm taller than you?
Yes, we've established.
Yeah,
this
that's
so
right.
many
That's right. We
times.
talked about
We've
this.
established
Yeah.
so many times.
I
I'm only
know.
5'9".
Well,
and I swear it's because my growth was stunted because I never slept.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
I swear it's because my growth was stunted, and I hate that, and that makes me sad. It's like I could have been 6 foot. I could have actually been 6'6", 300 pounds, pure muscle. That could have been real, but instead I'm 5'9", 155. So
the only time I ever really stayed up when I was under the age of 10 was those good days under my blanket with my DS catching Pokemon. That shit was awesome.
I could never do under the blanket. It got too hot. I had a single bunk, so I was right up under the attic, up under the heater in our house. So it was too hot to be under.
Oh, you were top bunk?
It was a single bunk.
Oh.
It was a single bunk.
Oh, so it was just a tall bed.
Yeah.
Why?
Because for one, it had a desk underneath.
Underneath, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So you were living the dorm life before you even went to college, damn.
Yeah, pretty much. And I liked being in the air,
Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't want to be on the ground anymore, It's like I'm tired of being on the ground with all you plebeians, So I upgraded. But unfortunately, my room and my parents' house is terrible. I don't know. To this day, my dad is still trying to figure out why my room is so hot. We don't know if it's an insulation problem or if it's just something with the air. But one day, Chris, the next time you're in Huntsville, I'd like you to come to my parents' house, and I want you to spend 5 minutes in my room.
Just 5?
that's all you'll be able to manage. You won't be
Is
able
it
to...
any worse than this spicy ass room right now with no air
Well, that's why I
conditioning?
was able to live here so
yeah,
easily.
It's true.
Because it was like, honestly, this was nothing. A few times, when the thermostat said 83, I was like, okay,
I know.
that's a little much.
Oh, I know.
But at certain times, we're like, man, it's real toasty. I was like, oh, if only he knew. I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible. The sun shines directly into my room. The heater to the house is directly over my bed. Possibly the insulation. There is no insulation in my room, so it's impossible to be cooled.
Get you a circulating fan in every corner.
I have an overhead fan. I have a one of those, the rotating fan like we have here in the studio. I have a small, like, super powerful fan. It's like one of the little tiny ones, but those things can put out some wind. I put that in the bed with me. The small little circle fan, I put that in the bed with me, and I cuddle it like a teddy bear. I have the overhead fan going and the turning fan going. I sleep with white cotton sheets.
What?
Because because anything else would be too hot, and I sleep in nothing but like gym shorts or underwear, because if anything, and that's still too hot, I still wake up in the middle of the night drenched in sweat.
You know what you got to do.
Ice cubes down the shorts.
Go commando, dude. Sleeping naked's where it's at.
No, I don't want
Sleeping
like
naked
all
is
my
where it's
shit
at.
like rubbing all up against the no.
Well, for one, it'll like move you to wash your sheets more regularly.
I have to wash my sheets regularly because
Okay,
of all the
fine.
sweat.
Yeah, then what do you got to lose? Let them hang out.
No,
It'll improve your sperm count, Jared.
What do I need an improved sperm count for? I already have a
for
wife
your
and
wife.
6 kids. I already have 6 kids.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to,
Baby number 7? No.
baby number 7.
No, we're done. We're done.
Yeah. I'm getting mine cut off after I have 3. Like 3 is the limit.
Cut off? You want your pee-pee cut off? You don't want just a
No.
vasectomy?
No, that's more what I meant.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But I meant my balls cut off. Yes.
Oh, you want to be fixed?
Yes.
You want to be fixed? Gotcha.
No, I'll just get a vasectomy. It's fine. It's whatever.
Well, crazy thing. Do you remember when we were all having lunch outside of like the Commons junior year?
Yeah, the audience knows what we're talking about.
No,
But yeah,
I'm specifically
yeah.
talking to you because I want to let the audience know about this. We were sitting outside of the Commons our junior year, and we were talking about vasectomies. And
Yo, dude, I'm sure we did, but I cannot even remember what I ate yesterday. So.
I feel like if I tell you, like,
we'll keep on. Yeah, keep going on.
So, Chris, I, and the rest of our film buddies were having lunch outside of one of the food courts on our campus, and we were, I don't know how or why, but we were talking about vasectomies.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh well, you can get a reverse vasectomy. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah. So it's like, yeah, in the traditional sense, you can get a reverse vasectomy. But what about when they're like, the vasectomy where it's like singed or whatever? They like burn your
Oh yeah.
your thing. I was like, can you get a reverse of that? The question was, can you still get pregnant with a vasectomy? Is a vasectomy 100% foolproof?
Well, getting tubes tied apparently is not 100% foolproof because that's how my mother was born.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And so that's when that's how it spurred. Was like, is the vasectomy 100% like foolproof? And they're like, well, what about the one where you just get everything burned? And so we're like, I don't. None of us knew. And so we just so happened to see like a group of like nurse majors walking by. They were all in their scrubs, so it's a big.
Oh yeah, that's right. And then we stopped them and we
Yeah.
asked them if you can get.
The thing is, everybody wanted to know, but of course, being in the friend group, everyone is so scared to talk to people when it's not about film, and so I was the scapegoat, volunteered as tribute. They're like, Jared, go ask. Jared, go ask. The same with that specific question that you guys always want me to ask people, but You always get so shocked when I ask, but none of you ever have the fucking balls to ask your fucking selves. So I had to go up and I asked
real quick. Ask the audience the question.
Okay, so audience, this gun to your head. Eating ass or licking toes? Write it in the comments below.
Comments below.
You don't need any more context than that, all right?
Yeah, and that's a great question to break the ice. We learned probably not the best question to ask our waiter at my dinner rehearsal. No. I take full blame for that because we did egg you on to do it, and then family members were not very pleased.
Well, yeah, but again, it's not like I'm marrying them, so their opinion doesn't really matter. So, yeah. But the back to the nurses, we'll talk about the wedding thing. You can talk about that because I've already defended myself plenty of times. The vasectomy thing. So I approached these 3 nurses and I was like, so I know this is probably going to sound strange, but I just need you to like hear me out. That's for you, audience. Can you get a reverse vasectomy if you had like your grapes like burned, like if they do the singeing one, and they're like, oh, I don't know. That's actually a really good question. And so they actually stayed with us and they looked it up with us. They looked it up. And it was like, you can still get pregnant through a vasectomy no matter what type of vasectomy it is, and they can actually come undone naturally. And so I was like,
wait, even if you get them like singed?
Yes, you can still get pregnant if it's singed. So I was like, that's terrifying. You're not safe. So people, practice safe sex or just don't have sex till you're married. Keep your dirty dick in your pants till you're married. Because some of you don't need to be raising kids.
I wonder how I wonder how or if reverse vasectomies affects like the quality of sperm going forward.
I feel like if you've had it like, tied up for a while, it's all mangled and shit.
Well, because like if you're just blocking, are you just blocking the pathway of sperm? Like, are you still, because it's like, it's not taking away, is it taking away your ability to like produce it? Or is it just blocking? I don't know. Like how are you able to produce it again?
I almost like I feel like blocking would just kill you. I feel like if it was blocked, it would just kill you.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you're right. I'm sure it does more than just blocking it. Just kind of, I'm like, how do you take away the ability to make sperm and then you're able to make sperm again?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'll ask my dad. He had a vasectomy.
Really?
Yeah. I'll ask my dad.
Call him and ask him on the podcast. Hey, Dad.
I don't know if my dad wants me spilling his business.
No.
Spilling his business all over the podcast like that.
Spilling his business.
Bro, relax.
Spilling his business.
Stop. That's out of order. Yeah. That's out of order. You like my dad too much. You respect my dad too much.
I do.
But tell the people about the experience you had at your wedding, about the question that I gave the audience a few minutes ago.
Oh yeah, we went to a Texas Day Brazil, which if you don't know is a badass restaurant. It's very expensive. But
only meat,
it's
dude.
all you can eat meat.
Jesus.
You don't order it on a menu. They like come by your table and they got these little like spears of meat and they're like, how much? And you like about this much, and they just cut you off slabs of meat and you stop eating when you done.
That's not true. That's not true. I ate them out. Nice.
You did. But remember, you did. They ran out of meat
because they told us like, hey, you just flipped this little card over when you've had enough meat.
They flipped the card over for you.
Everybody in our group had already flipped the card over, and I had already eaten all their portions too. And I was just like, I didn't flip my card over yet. What do you do? And they came back and they flipped it over. And they said, sorry, we're closed. I was like, you don't close for another 45 minutes.
Yeah. But no, they were closing because we... But anyway... So given that for context, Jared was already making them close early because he ate them out of business. And So yeah, after Jared ate them out, our waiter, which was awesome. He was a true showman. He was real friendly with us, showing us all these different kinds of wines, asking us to buy it, and we're like no, and but he was a really cool guy, and cannot remember his name for the life of me, but yeah, no, we were all having a good time, a little intoxicated, and we're like, hey Jared, ask the question that you ask people to be a part of our group, even though we're never going to see this waiter ever again in our lives. And then Jared gets up and then he makes himself known to everybody, and then he asks the waiter, gun to your head, eat ass or suck feet. And a particular family member on Claire's side was not too happy about that.
Yeah, and well, again...
And I should have thought about it.
Again, in my defense, first of all, I did not stand up. I was still seated.
You raised out of your seat a little bit.
I did not. I was
okay, well, look,
planted.
Jared, I was trying to give the story a little bit of a flair.
Well, you don't gotta
all right,
lie.
You gotta throw in some spices here and there.
Making me seem like a huge douchebag who just wants to call
but it's funnier that way.
Attention to himself as possible at my expense. But and the thing is,
you ate them out, Jared.
They shouldn't have advertised it as much as you can eat, and I promise that they said that we would quit before they ran out of meat. So that's a challenge. Challenge accepted, bitch. Bring me all the fucking meat you got. Challenge accepted, and they just couldn't hang. That's all I'm saying.
That was some good fucking food.
It was, but again, in my defense, this is the question that. I'm the only person that ever asks anybody this question because much like the vasectomy thing, everyone is so scared to talk to people. Like, you guys all talk a huge game, but when it comes down to it, everyone always backs out at the very end. But, I will commit to any bit. Any bit I will commit to. I've kissed many men in my day. But yeah, I asked the waiter the question because, again, it's not like... I always, and I say this all the time, it's like, are you sure, guys? It's like, I'm going to ask the question. If I'm going to do it, why do you always sound so surprised? You always act so surprised when I ask the question.
Well, there was one time you went to ask a certain question to a certain professor, and I kept telling you, "Hey, don't do it," and you're like, no, she'll get it. She'll.
Well, that's because I was trying to prove a point. I was trying to prove a point.
And she looked very uncomfortable when you asked the question.
You say these things all the time. You always say, "Oh, everyone looks so uncomfortable all the time."
When you ask them if necrophilia should be legal. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, the thing is, it wasn't the uncomfortable, she was kind of confused by the question at first. She was confused. It wasn't like it was kind of like, wait, huh?
It's amazing how Okay.
So it's just like, so again, I was trying to prove a point to mainly to you because you were on the necrophilia is nasty and wrong. And I was like, sure, is it nasty? Yeah, but it's not illegal. I mean,
Jesus Christ.
It's not illegal. Who are you offending? The body? They're dead.
All right. You're about to make me Google. Is necrophilia illegal?
I mean, it's just, what desecrating a body? Like, you can't desecrate a grave.
Here, hold up. Hey Siri.
Good afternoon.
Is necrophilia illegal?
I don't know how to respond to that.
Oh no. Now Siri's just blocked me. Damn it.
Well, there you go.
Well, let me just ask good old Google. Oh, hey. As soon as you type "is necro," the first thing the first search result is necrophilia legal? The next thing is necrotizing fascist fascist? It looks like fascist. What the fuck is that? Is necrotizing fasciitis contagious? I'm gonna look that up after this. Okay, a person who performs a sexual act with a dead human body commits the offense of necrophilia. It is a felony that carries 1 to 10 years.
Okay, well,
yeah, yes. graping dead bodies is definitely not legal.
Well, here's the thing, Chris. If it's dead, it can't give you consent, but it also can't say yes or no.
Oh, actually, here you go, Jared. The next thing that people ask is, what states are necrophilia legal? 9 states in the U.S. Illinois, Kansas, Louisiana, Nebraska, New Mexico, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Vermont, and Wisconsin. I know you've always wanted to go to Vermont. Yeah, those states have no laws that address necrophilia, so, you're kind of right.
Again, like I was saying, it's not like it's illegal. It's not like it's illegal.
Jesus Christ.
So...
Alright. Is necrotizing fasciitis. What the fuck is that? It's a flesh-eating disease. Necrotizing fasciitis. I am probably saying that wrong. It's a serious bacterial infection that destroys tissue under the skin. Flesh-eating disease occurs when bacteria enter the body through a break in the skin. People with a weakened immune system can be at greater risk of developing this condition. That's crazy. You're just playing on the swing set. Cut your arm. You're getting eaten from the inside out. Good job.
That'd be a way to go. I'd love to be eaten from the inside out.
It's pretty nice.
Well, yeah. Wait, does Claire? Does she?
Claire does not eat my ass.
Okay.
No. Claire, you will be happy to know that I said on the podcast for everybody that you do not eat my ass.
I was just wondering, I feel like, these are the questions that are definitely on the audience's mind.
Yeah. Yeah, after the one episode we had with my wife, they're definitely wondering, does your wife eat your ass?
Well, yeah, because, ass eating is like a strange phenomenon now,
It is.
Like, it's cool to...
Look, trust me, man. Even if you are someone who is into eating ass, you would not want to eat my ass.
No, well, I would not. I would not. The amount of things that you have put in your body, Chris.
It is a jungle down there. It is no, it's a swamp.
Yeah, that's more accurate.
It is too humid for Shrek to live in.
It is a radioactive waste field that actually produced the incest people from Wrong Turn.
Yeah,
callback.
Throwback. Callback.
Callback. Yeah, they came out of your asshole,
There ain't
Chris.
no callback girl. There ain't no callback girl.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I hate that.
That's okay.
I hate that too. Yeah. What you been watching lately, Jared?
Well, I'm gonna try to keep this one short and quick because we're approaching an hour. Apart from just like normal TV shows, I guess I say normal, but recently I went like on a Megan Fox, Debbie Ryan like bender,
Futurama, nice.
No, I watched, what was it? New Girl, yeah, with Zoe.
Oh yeah, Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah, Deschanel. I can never say her last name.
Dude.
But she's there. For also Summer from 500.
It's a really good show.
It was up until like the last few seasons, and I say that specifically. I just hate Nick Miller. I hated him so much. He was
like throughout the show, like even
he
in
was
the earlier
fun for
seasons.
No. He was the first like 2-3 seasons. He was great, but then, he just got so annoying. And it's just like he's a fucking bum, and I do not get why Jess loves him so much. It's like the thing is, the guy admits to only showering like once a month, and that he has like bacteria growing all over his body.
Jesus.
Like, why do you want to be with a bum?
Why do you shower once a month?
Because he's just a bum. He's just a bum.
Jesus.
He's a bum, and I hate it. It was just like he's just that's what attracts her to him, the fact that he's a bum. Even when they get married, he's still a bum.
Yeah.
And it's just, it just bothers me how much of a bum he is. But literally every other character on that show, spectacular. Schmidt was from the very first
Schmidt
episode,
is awesome. Yeah.
From the very first episode, Schmidt
fucking
was
love
always
Schmidt.
my favorite.
I do love that they it took him 3 seasons, but they eventually brought Coach back from he was the black guy in the pilot, and then they immediately replaced him with another black guy and didn't really explain that at all, and then they brought him back after the 3rd season. Yeah, but
and
no,
then he left again.
they're all great comedians. It's the writing for that show for the first few seasons was just genius. It was genuinely funny.
Yeah,
really good.
Yeah. But apart from that, no, I've just been watching Debbie Ryan, Megan Fox movies, because Megan Fox was in the last few seasons of New Girl, and watching New Girl was Megan Fox is actually a really good actor. It's just most of the time people forget that because in every scene, or not a scene, every role that she's in, it's just an overly sexualized woman. So I think people forget how good of an actor she actually is. And when she was on New Girl, even though she was a guest star for every once in a while, anytime she was on screen, she was she was really fucking good. She was really good. And so it just got me thinking what if Michael Bay kind of screwed Megan Fox over. So I went and to her filmology thing, and I just picked out a random movie that she was in. What was the name of the movie? It's on my movie list.
Night Teeth?
No, that's
Debbie Ryan. Yeah.
That's Debbie Ryan's.
It's not a oh shit, hang on. It's not a
Till Death.
Okay.
Till Death.
I was thinking of Jennifer's Body.
No,
I have not seen that.
She's
movie.
also heavily over-sexualized in that one too. But it was Till Death, where she was sexualized a little bit. It was kind of, it's a thriller horror survival revenge but not revenge type film. And the premise was pretty cool, and it's pretty much just Megan Fox acting on her own for pretty much the entire movie because her co-star is dead.
Oh damn!
So yeah, without spoiling who's really gonna watch this movie? The premise is she has an affair with a dude at her office because her husband is a piece of shit. He's just a rich dude who knows he's rich and thinks it's okay to treat his wife, who's Megan Fox, like garbage. And anytime Megan Fox tries to get a divorce or leave him, he always threatens to beat her.
Jesus, man.
And stuff. And the thing is, her current husband was the lawyer for her domestic abuse case from her previous husband, who stabbed her, who tried to kill her. So he knows that domestic abuse triggers her, and so he uses that to control her. It's real fucked up.
Yo, what the fuck? When did this movie come out?
20-something, 18, 19. And so it's really fucked up. And so Megan Fox is well, if I can't leave him, I'm just gonna have an affair with this guy who actually cares about me. And so she does that, and her husband finds out. He's known for a while, so he plans this elaborate anniversary thing. He takes her to this expensive restaurant, and he leaves subtle hints that he knows what's going on, and he buys her this really nice necklace, and he's put it on. She says, "Oh, I'll put it on later." He goes, "Put it on right now," and she gets kind of scared, so she puts it on. That's important later, and he takes him to their lake house in the middle of the winter. By the way, to their lake house in the middle of the winter. And which is, if you've ever been to the lake house, they're pretty secluded, out in the middle of nowhere. It's snowing. They're in up north, so everything is frozen. There's snow. No one's coming out here for until summer. So he takes her to the thing. Plans this really romantic sex scene or whatever, just to get her get her drunk and in bed. He gives her some fancy wine. They do the dirty deed. She wakes up handcuffed to him, and he's sitting at the edge of the bed with a revolver, and he's "I know about your affair. I know about all this, and this, and this. It's just funny how you thought that I was gonna let you win." And the dude, you think he's gonna shoot her, he blows his own brains out.
Okay, so this is Gerald's game.
That's what I thought, but it's not.
Yeah,
it's not. It kind of is, but it's not. You see, so like he blows his brains out, and he's like a 230-pound dude, and this is like 15-pound Megan Fox, and now she has to drag this man's lifeless corpse around the house trying to find help. And like he put her phone in a vase of water. He like cut all the phone lines. He cut the fuel line in the car. Pretty much any way you could think that she could escape, he thought of. Even watching the movie, I was like, well, why doesn't she just do this? And she eventually does that, and she can. I was like, well, shit, he kind of got me too.
Damn.
It got so point to this man thought so much of this out. He actually bailed her ex-husband, who tried to kill her, out of jail, gave her the address of the lake house, said, if you kill my wife, I will pay you. I've left you X amount of money at the lake house and diamonds if you kill her. And
the man's already dead.
Yes.
Yo, what the fuck is this shit?
The contact doesn't know that the dude had blown his brains out. He left that out. So her ex-husband drives up to the lake house, but before he does that, the dead husband calls her lover as her and says like, hey, I need you to come up here, I'm in trouble. So he comes up here, and she's like, what are you doing here? He's like, well, you called me. He's like, no, I didn't call you. She's handcuffed to her husband, so obviously like if he sees me, he's gonna think that I'm crazy and that I did it, and all this and this and this and that. And so the killer approaches, and he's like, go back in the house, because I don't know who this is. It's just supposed to be me out here. No one else knows where I am. And so the dude dies. The lover dude, he dies. He gets shanked to death. He gets prison shanked, which you're terrified of.
I am.
By the domestic abuse husband. Prison shanked, left like on the porch, and so they just kick the door in.
I'm more scared of prison shaking than I am of prison raping. Which doesn't mean I'm not scared of prison raping. I absolutely am. I'm more scared of seeing prison shanking than I am being prison shanked. It's a terrifying sight.
It is. It's very quick.
Yeah, it's like if you look like on movies, like halfway through being shanked, they are just now processing that they are being stabbed. Like they are already dead, like 5 seconds before they realize that they are dying. It's fucking crazy. Before they even realize what's happening. It's insane. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, so while, now she's being chased around her house by the dude trying to kill her and his brother. He brought his brother with him to because he's like a hacker and shit and whatnot. Just as a helping hand. So she has to drag her dead husband around the house while trying to avoid her husband who wants to kill her. And eventually she takes him out to a boat shed where she's able to chop his hand off and separate. She's handcuffed, but it's just, at least it's just her hand on the handcuff. Now she doesn't have to lug around a 200-pound man anymore. Which I gotta say, bro, she was getting it, bro. She was like, dang, I would not be able to do that. Because she lugged him around the entire house for at least 30 to 45 minutes of the movie. It was crazy. So she chops him off. Now she's trying to escape her domestic abuse boyfriend, and now they're playing the whole cat and mouse game around the house. And eventually she gets caught trying to escape. Some of the again, I know you have to suspend your disbelief in movies, but some of the stuff that was happening was the time it took for her to get to the car from point A to B is just it's stuff like that. But other than that, it's a crazy movie, and with a really fucking weird ending. So the dude catches her, of course. And he's like, what's the code to the safe? I know you know it. And she's like, it's our anniversary date. And that unlocks the first part of the safe. But now there's another part to the safe. And he's like, well, what's this part of the safe? I need a fingerprint. So he he gets like the chopped off dude's hand,
Jesus Christ,
And,
dude, this is a crazy movie.
puts it to the thing to open the safe, and the husband left like a note attached to a bone saw, and it was like the diamonds are, or it's like the money is she has the money, or it's like the money is on her, or something like that. And it's like you look at her necklace and it's like, oh, it's in her necklace. And so she tries to take the necklace off, but it was like, it's one of those necklaces like once you put it on you can't take it off. Yeah, so it was like some military grade thing.
Man.
So it's like, if you want to get your money, you have to cut off her head.
Jesus.
And so he's full ready, because not only does he get to like kill his ex-wife, which he already tried to do, he gets a fat payday. So it's like this is a win-win for him. But his brother, who was like, he's way more humane than him, he's like, I'm not here to kill anybody. I just want like a little bit of the money so I can have like a better life for myself. It's like, I don't want to hurt anyone. Like he was very much against stabbing the affair guy. He didn't want him to kill him. And so he's like, hey, let me try to open it. Give me like 15 minutes. Whoop. Give me like 15 minutes to try to open it, and then, you know, if I can't do it, Creative Cloud, man, and fucking Adobe.
Yeah.
It's like, if I can't do it, then we'll figure something out, but we don't have to kill her. He's like, I'm tired of killing people. So he like lets her, you know, he's going out with like the bolt cutters, you know, anything to like get it off, but eventually he can. And so he's like, time's up. So the dude comes over there with a saw. You know, Megan Fox is like, please help me, don't let him. And he's like, wait, we can still, you know, this and this and this and this. And the brothers get into a fight. And so the domestic abuse guy ends up like pushing his brother, and his brother like falls headfirst into the back of a coat rack, which kills him.
Damn.
And so he blames Megan Fox for that. I was like, you're the one who pushed him. You pushed him. How is this her fault? So she, you know, now she's trying to run away. You know, she's fighting for her life and whatnot. He stabs her in the leg, so now she's got a limp, so now she can't run fast. They end up running across a frozen lake, and I mean, I'm pretty sure you can guess what happens next. They run across a frozen lake. Oh, the ice breaks, and they both fall into the lake. And as they're both drowning, he like grabs onto her and like drags her down to the depths with her, and she like kicks him off, stabs him, shoots him. She does something. No, she doesn't. She just like stabs him in the hand. He lets him go, and he just ends up drowning because she tied his legs to like a cinder block or something. You know, one of those. So he drowns. Pretty painful way to go. But now she can't find the hole from the ice that she fell under. So now she's like beating the ice.
Jesus, man. Dude,
this
this is a fucking crazy movie. I kind of want to just watch it.
It's, you know, she's trying to find the hole in the ice she can. You know, she's like, you know, the movie trope where like, you know, they start to kind of blur the vision a little bit. You know, oh, she's going. And it ends with like, you think that she's dead. It ends with like, oh, well, a single like air bubble pops up from like the hole, which, you know, usually means that, you know, you're dead. But all of a sudden, here comes Megan Fox, not through the hole, but from a different part of the lake, which was completely frozen solid, which if you've ever punched frozen ice, that shit is
Also just trying
durable.
to punch anything underwater.
Yeah, and so she was able to punch through that. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, sure, we love like a good heroine, but like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And, you know, so the cops...
Opium's bad anyway.
Yeah, Opium of the People. Great Slipknot song, by the way. Sorry. So the cops pull up, you know, sirens blaring, and she's on the ice. Oh, we got a live one here. And that's how the movie ends.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, I didn't expect you to recap that entire movie,
Yeah.
but hey, that's nice. Anyway, before we let you guys go, so Jared mentioned New Girl, and that reminded me of, if you're a fan of New Girl, you'll know what this is. If you're not, we'll strap in. There is a made-up sex position in the show New Girl called the Captain. And it is supposed to be a sex position that is very, very obscene. And like, there's a lot of steps to it, and it's told by a character that's like constantly being like, censored by what he's saying, but like the reaction to him describing it is enough. But I one time researched what the captain is, and I found a very long Reddit thread about what the captain is. About what is so if you're listening to the podcast, you have a significant other, you want to spice things up in the bedroom, you're a big New Girl fan, and you want to add some of that fandom to your sex life. Here is the closing of this episode with the description of the famed sex position known as the captain. You ready, Jared?
Yeah.
All right. The captain sex act starts with dick slaps performed by the male on the female's arms while the female is tied down. It doesn't matter how, just as long as she can't move her hands. Then, the female proceeds by yelling racial slurs. At this point, it's important to know that the captain is also a roleplay where the male plays the part of an Asian/black sailor who just started his pirate life and caught a mermaid without anyone knowing, and at night decides to have sex with her. She shows resistance even though she wants it too. After a couple of slurs, the male acts angry and lets one hand play with one of the female's breasts, and the other hand fingers her vagina. This goes on until fluids start to come out of the vagina, then the male licks his entire hand and then shoves it forcefully into the female's mouth. After the male rearranges the female into a doggy-style position and starts fucking her in the vagina while fingering her ass, at this point of the roleplay, the mermaid, the female, gets so overwhelmed by the penetration that her upper half gradually starts turning into a dolphin from lack of control over her magic. Therefore, the female starts making dolphin noises. The male acts surprised, continues fucking the female for a couple of minutes, then the male unties the female, and that's when the female takes control. She jumps towards the male, knocking him to the point where he lies down on his back, and the female gets into a stance where her right leg is between both the male's legs and her left one is beside the male's right side. The female starts putting the male's penis in her asshole. They both fuck vigorously until the male is about to orgasm. Then the female quickly gets off of the male's dick and forces her to eat her pussy until she orgasms. After the male catches the female off guard and slides her vagina from his dick, slides her vagina from his mouth to his dick. At the orgasm, the male will pull out his penis and finish in the female's hair. So, if you watch the episode of New Girl where Nick and Zoe Deschanel's character, God, how did I forget her name? Jess. Yeah, where Nick and Jess do the captain because Schmidt told them to. That is what happened to those characters off screen. That is what they did. So if you were wondering why they were both so horrified, that's what they did. So yeah, all right. Thanks for listening, guys. And if you try out the captain, let us know in the comments.
Don't send us pictures or videos. Don't do that. Just say we did it.
Let us know. Yeah, let us know if that helped you guys out. All right, see you guys.
Don't forget.
He's alive, let that motherfucker thrive. I'm gonna get it on that till I find out what's inside. I'll take the flame with some pain on the side. He's alive, I know that you can see, and he gives like a Silverstein tree.